The Haunted Locker Room. It was Tuesday afternoon at Elderbrook Magical Academy. The air smelled like wet grass and flying dust from broom practice. Students from Year 3 were walking to the sports field for their magical volleyball class. Everyone wore blue uniforms and carried floating sports bags that followed them through the corridor. Zoe Whitemore bounced the volleyball in her hands. "I love this game," she said with a big grin. Adrian Blackwood smiled back. "You only love it because you always win." Sebastian Crow walked behind them, his dark hair falling into his eyes. "I don't love it at all. I just want to survive the class." Zoe laughed. "Oh, come on, Sebastian. It's not that bad." "Yes, it is," Sebastian muttered. "Last week, the ball bit me." Magical volleyball was not normal volleyball. The ball could fly by itself, change direction, or turn invisible at any moment. Sometimes it even barked like a dog, or exploded in a puff of glitter if you hit it too hard. The players had to use both hands and wands to control it. It was fun, but also completely chaotic. When class ended, everyone was tired and covered in silver glitter. Professor Larkin clapped his hands. "Excellent work, everyone. Don't forget to put your uniforms back in the locker room. And no more turning the volleyball into a frog, Mr. Davis." The students laughed and started walking back toward the castle. The locker room was in the oldest part of Elderbrook, down a long, narrow corridor under the West Tower. The walls were made of dark stone, and old pipes rattled quietly in the ceiling. It always smelled of soap, dust, and mystery. Zoe pushed open the heavy door. "Why is it always so creepy in here?" she asked. Sebastian shrugged. "Because this place is older than my patience." Adrian rolled his eyes. "You say that about everything." They stepped inside. The air was cold. The lights flickered once, then stayed on. Rows of metal lockers lined the walls. Zoe and Adrian walked to the end of the room talking about the match, while Sebastian slowly put his broom away. Then, bang! The door slammed shut behind them. Adrian jumped. "Did you do that?" Zoe shook her head. "No, and I don't like it." A cold wind blew through the room. One locker door creaked open by itself. Sebastian frowned. "Okay, that's not normal." Then something white floated out of the locker. It was a towel, glowing softly, and it started flying in circles around Adrian's head. Zoe giggled. "Looks like it likes you." "Very funny," Adrian said, trying to catch it. "Come back here." The towel suddenly stopped, sneezed loudly, and sneezed soap bubbles. "Yes," Sebastian said, crossing his arms. "The towel sneezed. Wonderful. We're cursed." More strange things started happening. Shoes jumped out of lockers and began dancing on the floor. 2 brooms started cleaning the walls by themselves. A shower turned on in the corner, spraying warm water even though nobody was there. Zoe whispered, "Maybe this is the ghost of an old student." Adrian nodded. "Maybe he just wants to play volleyball." Sebastian groaned. "Or maybe he wants us to leave before something explodes." Then a deep voice echoed through the locker room. "Who disturbs my rest?" They 3 froze. A white shape appeared in the corner, a ghost wearing an old sports uniform. It had shiny silver eyes and a big number 7 on the back of his shirt. Adrian stammered, "Sorry, sir, we were just returning our uniforms." The ghost looked at them seriously for a long moment. Then he smiled. Good. Always keep the locker room clean." With a wave of his hand, the flying towels, dancing shoes, and broomsticks all dropped to the floor. Then the ghost faded away. Zoe blinked. "Well, that was weird." Sebastian nodded. "Please tell me we can go now." "Wait," Adrian said. "Did you see his uniform? Number 7. That's the same number as the student on the old school poster in the corridor." Zoe gasped. "You mean the one who disappeared during a match 50 years ago?" Sebastian raised an eyebrow. "Great! So we just met the ghost of the best volleyball player in Elderbrook history." Adrian grinned. "At least he didn't try to kill us." Zoe smiled. "He just wanted us to clean up. That's kind of sweet." They quickly gathered their things and left the room. But as soon as they reached the hallway, another voice called their names. "Mr. Blackwood? Miss Whitemore? Mr. Crow?" Professor Murren stood there, arms crossed, and his black cloak moving slightly in the cold air. "Why are you 3 running in the corridors after class?" he asked sharply. Adrian tried to explain. "There was a ghost, and flying towels, and—" Sebastian sighed. "And now detention." Murren raised an eyebrow. "Correct, Mr. Crow. Detention tomorrow evening, and perhaps you can clean the real locker room this time." Zoe groaned. "Great. Haunted locker room and detention. Perfect day." Adrian tried not to laugh. "At least the ghost liked clean uniforms." Sebastian muttered, "Maybe he can do ours next time." They all laughed as they walked toward the great hall for dinner. The castle lights glowed softly around them, and outside, the first snowflakes of the evening began to fall. Another strange, funny day at Elderbrook Magical Academy, and maybe, somewhere deep below, the ghost of number 7 was smiling too.